Driving the Honda Part 2. Welcome. Here we are in my 92 Honda Accord, the blue one. And I just finished in the last video talking about when I lived in my manufactured home until I was 9 years old. And I was a punk kid brat. And, like, I got into trouble a lot. I didn't know what was right and wrong. There was a fire. There was 2 fires. The kid set his house on fire next to me, and because he was my next door neighbor, and all of a sudden the house was on fire, and it was his fault. And then he set the woods on fire near our house. Kid never learned. But yeah, this is part 2. Basically, I moved out of that manufactured home into a two-story house with a basement, in like the weirdest place ever, where it was like a small town, but it wasn't, and it was a little bit higher end. And my dad bought this place, and basically we had a little bit of competition, and my parents really wanted a house. They wanted to move out into something, so the guy that was showing the house, he said the first person to put $100 in my hands gets the house. So my dad, he saw the house from the outside. He took a peek a little bit in the inside, but he wasn't going to waste his time. He was not going to let someone else take it. $100 in the guy's hand, like that. Done. We bought the house. Okie dokie. Bad times after that. The guy told my parents when they were paying for the house that they could only live there for a year, and that if they keep the house, I can't tell you if it was, I don't know if it was if you keep the house in a good condition or not, because that dang thing got destroyed. But after the year was up, we got our deposit back, the full deposit, no problems. And so basically, this house was a little haunted. I don't know who believes out there about hauntings or such, but I'm telling you, I had a few problems in this house. I went to bed a few times. Had some pretty crazy dreams, like ghosts coming out of the walls. I had drawers moving in my house. It was a little scary. But I really did like that house. It was in a really good spot, really good place, and I would like to have lived there still. It was cool. For the very first time, I got my own bedroom, and not only did I get my own bedroom, I got my own bedroom on the top floor. I was a baller, and so I was able to go. I was upstairs. My parents were right across the hall upstairs, and so my sister took the room downstairs from me, and that's where she stayed happily. And this place was cool. I really enjoyed it. The school was all right. This actually ended up being the first place that I injured myself pretty badly at. I injured myself at elementary school. One day I went with my classmate to go get the lunch pails for the students, and when we were walking down the stairs to get the lunch pails, I tripped. Halfway down the stairs, there's about 12-15 stairs. I just boom down the stairs. I actually got some pretty good distance once I hit the floor. Like, I slid across the floor. So I was going pretty fast, and basically my ankle hurt so bad. And my classmate doesn't even worry about the lunch pail, obviously. She runs up, gets the teacher. Teacher comes downstairs, and she's like, "Are you okay?" And I go, "No, my ankle hurts. It hurts really bad." And so you know what she does? She doesn't help me to the nurse's office. She says, "I'll be right back." Okay? You weren't supposed to leave to go get the lunch pails. You were supposed to stay in class until I dismissed you to go get the lunch pail, when my classmate was the one that told me, let go. So that's where I went. I was not under any impression that I wasn't supposed to be there. So this girl, this teacher, made the wrong decision, because she left me there. And I'm not saying she left me there like for a few minutes. I mean, I was there and I watched my whole class walk by me. She walked my whole class right by me and out to the buses for dismissal. And then this male teacher comes out. That is a beautiful E30. Beautiful E30. This male teacher comes out of nowhere, and he's like, are you okay? And I go, no, my ankle hurts really bad. I fell down the stairs. And he goes, do you ride a bus? And I go, okay, yes. And you know what his first instinct was? You know what? You're in pain, but I gotta get you on that bus. Can't stand these teachers, man. Make the right decision. My parents were not called. This guy asked me if I could walk. I told him no. You won't believe what he does next. Dude picks me up, carries me to the bus. When you're to the point where you have to pick up a student because they're in pain because they hurt themselves from falling down a staircase, I don't think that you're supposed to still take them to the bus and just imagine that everything's gonna be okay. The dude carried me to my bus, carried me onto my bus, helped me into my seat. From there, I rode the bus home. My bus stop was about 3-4 houses away. And these aren't city townhouses. There is a field, then a driveway, a field, then a driveway. My bus driver doesn't even hesitate to take me to my house. He knows, because we're on the same street. We're on the same street. And my house was three houses further down from the bus stop, and my bus driver sees that I'm struggling hard. Like, he needs me off the bus, but he sees I'm struggling hard, and he just lets me off the bus. And I used my backpack. It was a roller backpack, so I was lucky. If I didn't have a roller backpack and I had those 2 strap ones, it would have probably been impossible for me to get home. But I used my backpack. I had the thing extended all the way out, and I used it as my crutch as far as I could get. And then I had a neighbor that saw me struggling so hard. She came out and carried me the rest of the way home. From there, I'm still in tears, crying in pain, and my parents take me to the ER. Found out that the disc in my ankle was supposed to be flat, and it dislocated off to the side. I was in they had to wrap me in a cast, and I couldn't walk on it. Crutches for a few months, and never got a sorry from the teacher. Nothing really happened. Basically, if I was old enough, I think I would have taken some action there, probably. I don't know. But I'm just saying that it was really messed up on the choices that were made for helping me. I would have at least, had someone call my parents and say, hey, he hurt himself. He's on the bus on his way home. If you want to meet him there. I didn't get any of that. So yeah, I wore a cast for a few months, and it was no fun. Missed out on a lot of things. And so, but I had this cool neighbor there when I was living in this house. She lived right across the street from me. She was the same age. We were both like 10 years old, 9-10 years old. And she was the coolest person. Her parents had enough money to have, to buy them a motorcycle and a quad to ride in their field. They had these tracks made up, these little trails, and we would go ride these quads. Like, she was my best friend back then. Like, I didn't even care what what it was. I had this girl that was so awesome that I hang out with every day, and we played with, like, obviously me being a car person, and her being a girl. I hung out at her place. I never hung out at my place, really. And so we would hang up in her room and play, with Bratz dolls and the little, like, cars that come with them, the convertible cars. That was the only thing I did, was I'd play with the cars and have fun with that. And we would go ride our quads and play video games, and it was good times. It was a really nice family. I really enjoyed them. I wish I could recontact with them, but the last few times I've gone back to where they used to live, the place has not only changed so much, but they've never been home. Every time I've knocked on the door, I think that they might have moved again. I don't know, but we had a hard time one time. It snowed. It was a bad winter. It snowed, then it froze over, then it snowed again, and this was thick ice. And we went in the back field and we played, and this field's at an angle. This field kind of goes from a flat to a degrees down, and we thought it'd be fun to slide down this hill. Bad idea. We did it once, and that's all we needed. We just did it once, and making our way back up that hill was so bad, because you had to stomp through the ice, break the ice, and then make your way up. I mean, my hands hurt. They were purple, whatever not. I finally made it up that hill and made it home, but oh, that was a hard time. Oh, it was so cold, and I don't recommend it. Don't slide down a hill when it's covered in ice. Might be hard to get back up. But my other neighbor, he gave me a rail sled, and I didn't know what I only seen a rail sled in, like, TV shows, like animated TV shows, and this thing was so cool. It was the straight up Christmas rail sled, and so I took this rail sled, and I had this little hill, like, it's a little hill. I was like, I was not gonna overdo it, and I slid down this hill multiple times. I'm like, whee! And I'll tell you, it was the first day I learned I had yeah, I learned. I slid down the hill on the rail sled, and it swerved real hard, and yeah, I hit a pole, and it was good. It hurt bad. I got up and I did it again. I didn't slam into the pole again, obviously, but I played in the sled a little bit more after I got over the intense pain of what it is. But those neighbors were cool too. They had chickens, they had animals, they had horses, and I'd go over and I'd play with the chickens every once in a while. They'd have I'd help collect eggs, and she'd let me pet the horses, and one day one of the horses got out, and it broke through this metal fence, like this bars meant to keep cars out. This horse just bent it over and disappeared. No one knew where this horse was, and it ended up only being 2 blocks away, tied to someone's gutter. Very bad place to tie a horse. A horse can break a fence and you tie it to your gutter. That's just not smart. So basically, they found, that's a worse spot. They found this horse 2 blocks away, tied to a gutter. Neighbor came out and gave them the horse back. They walked it home, saved the day, and yeah, they fixed the fence, and then we kind of, I didn't really get, I don't remember much of hanging out with near the horse anymore. Yeah. There was this, I will tell you that there was this field that was down the street where this professional soccer team would practice playing, and I would go down there. I would ride my bike down to the field, and I would hang out and watch this professional team. And this coach saw that I was interested so much that I was actually interacting with these these high school people and college people practicing soccer, and he invited me to his little league team and practice. And I went to that practice for probably about 6 hours, and that was about it. I guess I was more interested in the older people, hanging out with the older people, feeling cool. But when I was hanging out with the kids my own age, I guess I felt like I was one of them, and I wasn't so unique, and so it wasn't really for me. So I only did it once. I only hung out once and practiced once. And my favorite thing to do there at that field was when they had big games, I directed traffic. Me being a car guy, why not? Cars would pull into this gravel parking lot. I'd make sure there was a spot open. I would direct them into the spot. I know, an 8-9-year-old, directing cars, iffy. Could got hit at any time from someone maybe recklessly backing up or not seeing me. But I was pretty aware of my surroundings, and people were tipping me money for helping them park their cars, so I found it even fun doing that. And so yeah, it was a good time. It was only 1 year of living there, so I don't have really much stories about being there. I just remember playing with my model cars in the dirt and destroying things. I planted flowers in the garden, and yeah, the basement had rats. It was kind of weird, but it was a nice home. I wish we could still live there. That place was cool. They demolished that thing and built a neighborhood on top of it, so you wouldn't recognize it even if you tried. So yeah, that place was kind of no bueno. But then we had to leave after a year. I moved in with my grandma and my dad, and my mom moved in with my other grandma and her mother, and my sister went with my mom, and then they basically that's where we kind of split ways. So yeah, it was kind of a rough time for me, but I made it through. Obviously, you'll get to know me, and you'll see how nice I am and kind I am, and how much I'm caring and giving, and I'm so excited for you guys to even see that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my second house, for my technically first house, but second place of living. That's pretty much it. I guess what would be next would be when I moved in with my father, and we had our apartment together. That was a great time too. I'll definitely get into that story later. Other than that, I'm gonna cut this. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking the video, loving the story, connecting with me, learning more about me, because I'm gonna feel really good about people who already know me learning more about me, and people who don't know me who will learn about me and feel like they know me as well as I know me, and as well as other people that do know me, if that makes sense. But yeah, I want to thank you all for being here, being with me, and I hope that everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all very soon. Peace.